morning.
Morning.
It really feels great to be here in the East End at this historic school site under this large oak trees. They are my favorite. And also, I don't see any blue sky, but I see some peeking sun. That's great. My name is TK Somanath. I'm the CEO of the Richmond Redevelopment Housing Authority. I've been in this position for about 15 months. And Housing Authority is one of the oldest and the largest housing authorities in the Commonwealth. It's both a housing as well as a redevelopment agency, and you can see the work of the Housing Authority all through the city and in downtown. The reason we are gathered here is because the Housing Authority, the City of Richmond, and our developer partner, TCB, community builders, are on a mission to transform this neighborhood and offer opportunities for residents in this community to improve their quality of life. During the past 18 months, residents of Creighton Court Public Housing, which is just across the street, and other stakeholders in the community have developed a great vision and a comprehensive neighborhood strategy to focus on people, neighborhood, and housing. During the next 24 months, this site, this vacant school site, will be transformed as a mixed-income housing featuring 40 townhomes for sale and 240 rental housing for seniors and families with all the modern amenities and playgrounds and community spaces. This approach of build first on this site will help 35 families and 45 seniors from Creighton Court Public Housing to be in a mixed income community. And that's the new trend, is to really kind of mix incomes, mix uses, so that we create neighborhoods, not projects, right? The proposed development requires a lot of resources to do something like what the community has envisioned. You'll see in the back of the podium the vision of the community in master planning of the Creighton Court site, the site where the school is, as well as what's going to happen up and down the 9-mile road from Interstate 64 all the way to the 25th Street. It's really exciting. We have a lot of partners in this. We are very happy also that we have with us a gentleman who understands the challenge of community development and difficulties facing low-income communities and currently serves in the governor's cabinet. He has held numerous jobs in state and federal government. He's a Rhodes Scholar. He also brings in private sector experience in creating opportunities for new generation. A few weeks ago, Mayor Jones and I had the opportunity to share our vision of transforming public housing communities and ask for his help. Today, he's here with the governor to offer help to rebuild and transform this community. Let's give a big hand in inviting Honorable Secretary of Commerce, Mr. Maurice Jones, to the podium.
Well, good morning to Richmond, East End Richmond. You can say good morning back. There you go. Thank you, TK. I want to acknowledge all of our members of the General Assembly, the mayor, the governor, although I'm going to introduce him in a little bit. I want to thank a couple of state agencies that have been really helpful in getting us to today. One is the Department of Housing and Community Development. If you're with them, raise your hand. I see Amanda over here. Let's give these folks a round of applause. Thank you for all you all do. And then the Virginia Housing Development Authority. Anybody here from BHD? Oh, Susan in the back. Okay, thank you all. They have been instrumental in the reason we're here today. My job is to introduce the governor. He's been at work now, at least officially as governor, for about 30 months. And in that 30 months, he has prioritizing working in communities throughout Virginia. I'm keeping my eye on these posters. Working in communities throughout the state to bring jobs and investment and hope and inspiration, and the results are in. We announced very recently that Virginia has a 3.8% unemployment rate. You can definitely clap for that. To put that in perspective, that's the lowest unemployment rate of any state in the Southeast. That's the lowest It's the fourth lowest east of the Mississippi, and it's the lowest that Virginia has experienced since May of 2008. All right? How about that? We've got a little over 3.9 million jobs all across the Commonwealth, and that's growing. That number is one of the highest numbers on record. And what's impressive is we've had 26 months of consecutive year-over-year job growth throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia. Good stuff. We recently announced that our gross domestic product, if you will, the value of the goods and services that we produce throughout the Commonwealth, grew by 4.2% in the fourth quarter of last year. That was 40% higher than the country as a whole. We recently announced also that we have over 135,000 net new jobs across the state since the governor took office. And he would say this is all an appetizer. So join me in welcoming the 72nd Governor of the Commonwealth, Governor Terry McAuliffe.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Maurice, and welcome everybody. Thank you. Please be seated. What an honor to be with you. TK, thank you. Rob, great to be with you. I do want to thank Secretary Jones and his team. As you know, he just announced he is retiring from the state and is just taking on a major job up in New York City. He will be responsible for about giving out $1.6 billion a year to help low-income housing. I know he's now responsible for 50 states, but I know he is going to focus on the Commonwealth of Virginia in his new efforts. Delegate Quinn, great to be with you. Delegate McClellan, great to be with you. Delegate Bagby, great to be with you. Robley, good to be with you, who's also getting close to retirement, a couple months away. He'll be heading off and can work full-time to volunteer for the Commonwealth. And what a great honor to be with you, Mayor. And thank you for your tremendous leadership here in the city of Richmond, and to all of you for being here today. Let's give our mayor and everybody a great round of applause. So we stand here today in Richmond's East End. We see a dynamic neighborhood with over 30,000 residents, a neighborhood that encompasses, unfortunately, one of the highest concentrations of poverty in Richmond. This area is experiencing also, really at the same time, a high level of economic improvement. In 2015, more than 30% of the East End households lived in extreme poverty, with incomes annually less than $15,000. The neighborhood is undergoing significant revitalization, and as you can see, there are many positive signs of transformation going on. But it does still face some challenges that include a lack of economic and workforce development, a lack of access to early childhood development, low educational achievement, and a lack of decent, affordable housing. When I came into office, as you know, as the Secretary talked about, I unveiled my economic development strategy to build the new Virginia economy. And as the Secretary said, we have had tremendous success. Unemployment was 5.4 when I took over. It is now 3.8. That is the steepest drop we have seen in over 32 years in our unemployment rate. Our initial unemployment claims have dropped to a 41-year low. So we are making tremendous progress, but we got to make sure that all communities are really part of that progress. I was in Southside, Virginia yesterday for some economic development news. We were there a week before. Southwest, Southside, Virginia, also in parts of Richmond. We got to make sure this great economic growth that's going on is really spread around so everybody is involved in it. You cannot create a strong economy without a strong workforce, affordable housing, and access to quality education. I think we all realize that. I am the most traveled governor in the United States of America. I will next week go on my 19th trade mission to bring business back to the Commonwealth of Virginia. The only way we can do that is to convince someone overseas to come to America, to come to Virginia, is if we have a great workforce for them, that they will have employees for 10, 15, 20 years. That is the secret sauce of economic development. You cannot build a workforce without the greatest education system. And we need to make sure that all parts of Virginia have a great education system. If you remember, when I became governor, I inherited a $2.4 billion deficit. Working together, we turned that into the largest surplus in the history of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I took that surplus and put $1 billion of new funds into education, the single largest investment in Virginia history. So, we're building our education system. We're doing what we need to do in order to build what we call sustainable communities. This year, we have rolled out a new program through the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development with the assistance of the Virginia Housing Development Authority. It is now called our Vibrant Community Initiative. This program looks at projects in a community in a holistic approach, all-encompassing. We combine multiple funding sources to create a program that can support a local or regional project that includes affordable housing, as well as community and economic development. And by putting all these resources together and having a strong and collaborative partnership between these two state agencies, we are creating opportunities for our communities to come together and to turbocharge what can happen at the local level to take it to the next level. And that is why I'm here today, and I am pleased to announce that the City of Richmond will be one of the first recipients of our Vibrant Community Initiative Grant Program. The Richmond Development and Housing Authority and community builders, I'm proud to announce, will receive our first check for $2.5 million for the Churchill East End Revitalization Project. The Churchill North East End Revitalization is a comprehensive project that focuses on increasing opportunity for low to moderate income residents. The project will capitalize on ongoing economic and community development work and will leverage existing plans to address the East End's business corridor and the needs of our community as we move forward with new amenities. The focus of our Vibrant Communities Initiative grant will be on housing, and specifically on the site of the old Armstrong High School, in addition to the expansion of the Peter Paul Development Center community facility. To create an integrated, stable, mixed-income neighborhood, we must provide single-family homes that create home ownership opportunities for low and moderate income households. 66 of the total 220 units will be replacement housing for residents of the Creighton Court Public Housing Development. And another 128 units will be occupied by families, elderly residents, and residents with disabilities who literally have no household income. And once the build-out of the Armstrong site is complete in 2018, the focus will then shift to the redevelopment of the existing Creighton Court with replacement public housing and mixed income rental housing totaling up to 1,000 additional units. So this grant we're doing today will be a great catalyst to leverage existing resources and ensure that the neighborhoods continue to revitalize. The VCI grant is tied to significant leverage and local match requirements, which the Churchill North East End Revitalization Project exceeds. The project includes substantial commitments from the City of Richmond and other key funders. The City of Richmond has already committed more than $8 million in Section 108 funds on the first residential phase of the Armstrong site development, in addition to the $7 million in city capital funds for infrastructure and related site improvements. Let me tell you, folks, this is a tremendous commitment from the City of Richmond, and let's give our leaders a great round of applause. So I thank you for being with us today. I will also be making an announcement momentarily that I will be announcing that the other $2.5 million grant today will be going to Montgomery County for the Old Prices Fork Road School Revitalization Project. So I thank everybody. This is the first check we're giving out, well-deserved. This is a community-based effort, state, local, coming together to do what we need to do for our communities. And now if we could have our folks come up here, I would like to actually make a presentation of a check, Mr. Mayor.
I'll take it.
All right, come on up, everybody. A lot of zeros, huh? Yeah. Come on in, everybody. Have a good morning. How's it look, everybody? Beautiful. So, folks, I just want to say once again, thank you for being with us today. But what an honor to be in the greatest city, in the greatest state, in the greatest nation on earth, the city of Richmond, Virginia. Thank you. All right, buddy. Great. TK, weren't you the MC?
A little distracted by our press. So thank you very much. It's really a wonderful opportunity to take your money and then leverage with private equity and other sources of funding. This is going to be about a $40 million initiative here on this site alone. So this really means a lot to us, and thank you, Mr. Governor, for doing this. I would like to invite the mayor of Richmond, who has been instrumental in really kind of pushing this initiative and leading the charge to really kind of do two things out of this kinds of initiatives. One is to reduce the poverty levels in the East End, as well as to transform the public housing. Within a mile radius, there are almost 2,000 public housing units, Mr. Governor. And these were done at the time when we didn't know any better. So it's time in 2016 and beyond to really kind of take all the strength and energy and leadership to transform the public housing. My board here is committed to doing that. The city is committed to doing that, and the communities are ready to kind of make this transformation possible. So without taking a whole lot of time, I would like to invite the mayor of Richmond, Dwight Jones, to the podium. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everybody, and what a wonderful day this is. This is really a great day that we've been looking forward to for a long time. This is a big rock that's been hard to push uphill to work on the deconcentration of poverty, but today is a major step in the efforts that we have been engaged in for the last 7.5 years. I want to thank Governor McAuliffe and Secretary Jones. Well, let me not say that together because I don't want to get confused. I want to thank Governor McAuliffe for his leadership and for his participation. He has been a strong partner for the city of Richmond, not only in this endeavor, but in many endeavors during his administration. And we really want to thank him for not being afraid to step up to the plate and for the state to help the city. So thank you so much, Governor McAuliffe. And Secretary Jones, thank you for your leadership in this particular grant because we know that you had a lot to do with it. We want to recognize the Richmond Redevelopment and Housing Authority for the fine work they're doing, TK, in making sure that we don't miss a step in this regard. And I also want to make mention of Marilyn Olds and the residents of Creighton Court who are here today. I think it's important for us to recognize that this is not just about bricks and mortar, but this is really about people, and we never want to forget why we're doing what we're doing today. And we're standing here at the site of the historic Armstrong High School. This is a great place where many great people have gone through and found hope for their lives. It's a symbol of hope, and it's a symbol of possibility for so many who came through here, but it's also a symbol of decades of segregation. It's a symbol of decades of more than years and years of middle-class flight from the city of Richmond that causes us to be in the position that we're in today. And so it's fitting today that we take this site and transform it into another site where hope and possibility will abide and live, where people will be able to move from public housing into mixed income housing and find their place in this society. There's nothing more exciting than giving somebody a hand up. There's nothing more exciting than saying to people that what you see in this city is available to you as well as others. It's long past time that Richmond is the tale of two cities. It's long past time that we have one city on one side of MLK Bridge and one city on the other side. It's time for us to level the playing field, and we're here today to make sure that that happens. And let me take this moment to invite everybody who's here to become an advocate for making sure that this happens and making sure that you recognize that the city, the state can't get this done alone, but we're going to need some investment from philanthropic entities. We're going to need some investment from businesses. We're going to need investments from individuals who recognize that the time has come for this change to take place. And I also want the people who are running for office to recognize that this place matters. This place matters. Not only does this place matter, but these people matter. And we want the people who are running for office to recognize that it's not about a title, but it is about getting something done that always is not easy to get done. That's why we created the Office on Community Wealth Building. That's why we have a comprehensive plan to work on getting rid of poverty, because housing is just one issue. Transportation, education, wraparound services for our children, so many things that have to be done in order for this to be great. So thank you for being here today, Governor. Thank you so much for your assistance. Secretary Jones, for your assistance, and to Marilyn Olds and the folks from Creighton Court. We're standing in the gap for you, and we will not forget you. This is about you, this is for you, and we thank you so much. Thanks for being here today. This is a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Very inspirational words here, and we'll try to carry out with the help of the residents. And I'm glad to see that there are so many partners who have come, taken the time. First, our elected leaders who have come to attend this event, as well as we have a lot of service providers, who are hand in hand, trying to kind of address some of the people issues, right? Trying to help to build the community. We have a lot of private developers who are partners with us. TCB is a nationally known developer, and they've come into Richmond to help us to do this public-private partnership, as well as the philanthropy. We have a lot of help from the local philanthropy, individuals, and the philanthropical institutions. Lot of public sector, PHDA, DHCD, City of Richmond, and a number of agencies in the city who have really stepped up. I probably will kind of spend the rest of the afternoon if I really start recognizing each of you individually, and I would like to thank all of you for coming here this afternoon. So what I would like to do is a very symbolic event. Matthew here, who is a resident of the Creighton Court, goes to the school here, and he's a 5th grader. So he will come and present 3 little booklets that has the vision that's created by the community under the leadership of Ms. Olds and the Richmond resident leadership team. Can the Richmond resident leadership team please stand up so we can kind of recognize you? Thank you very much. Without their help, nothing could have happened in this community. So they have really spent a lot of time and knocked on a lot of doors and brought a lot of issues that is plaguing the community and trying to solve them. So Matthew, if you can come over here, and this goes to the governor. So you said you have not met the governor, so here he is.
We did. Show him what you got.
It's a coin from the governor.
So you got the governor's coin.
Wow. Turn around, take a picture.
Hang on to that, man. I think it'll be worth millions. Thank you, buddy.
Matthew, can you give this to Honorable Maurice Jones, who's sitting right here?
Matthew, I don't have any coins.
This goes to the mayor. And the other elected officials will mail them to you.
Very good. Okay, turn around and take a picture, man.
There are some refreshments and lunches, and please help yourself. And thank you for being here with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Governor.
Yeah, that was great.
Appreciate it. Good. Very good.